The word for this video is lapse. As a noun, lapse means the loose part of a coat, the lower part of a garment that plays loosely, a skirt, an apron. As a noun, lapse means an edge, a border, a hem, as of cloth. As a noun, lapse means the part of the clothing that lies on the knees or thighs when one sits down. That part of the person thus covered. As a noun, lapse means a place of rearing and fostering. As a noun, lapse means the upper legs of a seated person. For example, the boy was sitting on his mother's lap. As a noun, lapse means the female pudenda. As a noun, lapse means a component that overlaps or covers any portion of itself or of an adjacent component. As a verb, lapse means to enfold, to hold as in one's lap, to cherish. As a verb, lapse means to rest or recline in a lap, or as in a lap. As a noun, lapse means the act or process of lapping. As a noun, lapse means that part of any substance or fixture which extends over, or lies upon, or by the side of, a part of another. For example, the lap of a board. As a noun, lapse means the state or condition of being in part extended over or by the side of something else, or the extent of the overlapping. For example, the second boat got a lap of half its length on the leader. As a noun, lapse means the amount by which a slide valve at its half-stroke overlaps a port in the seat, being equal to the distance the valve must move from its mid-stroke position in order to begin to open the port. Used alone. Lap refers to outside lap. See below. As a noun, lapse means one circuit around a racetrack, or one traversal down and then back the length of a pool. For example, swim 2 laps. As a noun, lapse means in card playing and other games, the points won in excess of the number necessary to complete a game, so called when they are counted in the score of the following game. As a noun, lapse means a sheet, layer, or bat of cotton fiber prepared for the carding machine. As a noun, lapse means a piece of brass, lead, or other soft metal, used to hold a cutting or polishing powder in cutting glass, gems, etc., or in polishing cutlery, etc. It is usually in the form of a wheel or disc that revolves on a vertical axis. As a verb, lapse means to fold, to bend and lay over or on something. For example, to lap a piece of cloth. As a verb, lapse means to wrap around, enwrap, wrap up. For example, to lap a bandage around a finger. As a verb, lapse means to envelop, enfold. For example, lapped in luxury. As a verb, lapse means to wind around. As a verb, lapse means to place or lay one thing so as to overlap another. For example, one laps roof tiles so that water can run off. As a verb, lapse means to polish, e.g., a surface, until smooth. As a verb, lapse means to be turned or folded, to lie partly on or over something, to overlap. For example, the boat's lap, the edge's lap. As a verb, lapse means to overtake a straggler in a race by completing one more whole lap than the straggler. As a verb, lapse means to cut or polish with a lap, as glass, gems, cutlery, etc. As a verb, lapse means to take liquid into the mouth with the tongue, to lick up with a quick motion of the tongue. For example, don't lap your soup like that, you look like a dog. As a verb, lapse means of water, to wash against a surface with a splashing sound, to swash. As a noun, lapse means Examination of the loins or abdomen. Now specifically examination or surgery on the peritoneal cavity using a laparoscope. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more word videos.